Kris Humphries' family is breaking their silence on his marriage to Kim Kardashian and saying that the nuptials were a sham. In an interview with The Sun, Kris's uncle and aunt say, "My understanding of marriage is people are going to give it more than 72 days unless there's serious abuse. If I felt somebody had duped me and used me in front of the whole world, I'd be very angry, and annulment says it wasn't valid in the first place. She should admit that it was a sham at the very least." The Brooklyn Nets player has requested an annulment on the grounds of fraud, but his former attorney allegedly quit because he doesn't think there's enough evidence to back the claim. She just wants this to go away.
Oh, of course. She's pregnant. She's expecting a baby with Kanye West. But she's still married to Kris because he keeps pursuing this, this fraud case. And now that his family's backing him up, you're kind of assuming, well, what's the truth and what's not? At this point, everyone kind of just wants it to be over and they're sick of reading about it. But what I found interesting in that interview with his aunt and uncle is that they were saying that Kris Jenner has something to do with all the drama surrounding
Of course she does.
Kim.
She's like busy operating behind the scenes.
Of course. So they're saying that she's to blame for the divorce and the whole marriage and all this stuff. So I found that kind of interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, though, if you look at this objectively, I think people understand his anger. I think people have judged her. She's definitely the one that the judgment has come down on. But by his drawing this all out, I have to imagine that it's bad for his brand, that he ends up looking pathetic and resentful instead of just moving forward with his life.
Of course. He's kind of like drawing it out to the point where you're like, all right, how long is this going to last? Kim's pregnant. Let her be single, let her move on. And I think Kris should move on as well. I think the drama is kind of getting old at this point.
And I feel like she's done such a good job of and by she, I mean Kris Jenner has done such a good job of coaching her to articulate well what happened there, which is she was swept up in it. She did love this idea of the fairy tale. She very much wanted both the marriage and the wedding. And as they approached it, she realized it wasn't for her. And when you have that type of pressure riding on you, where it's not just you and your family and the groom's family, but also the world watching and waiting. You have E spending a lot of money on this televised broadcast of your wedding. It is a lot to pull away from. And so when they say everyone gives it 72 days, it sounds like going into it, she knew she had reservations. And when you know you don't want to be with someone, 72 days is a very long time to be with them. I mean, this girl went she traveled to the Middle East to get as far away from this relationship as possible.
And she does get a bad rap sometimes, but you know what? She gave it her best shot. And she was seeing Kourtney having a baby and Khloe had a happy marriage, and I'm sure she was ready for that too, although maybe she obviously didn't pick the right person. So I feel like at this point, she's pregnant and she was hospitalized last week with a miscarriage scare. I think it's getting a little overwhelming, and I think it needs to slow down a bit so that she can relax and enjoy her pregnancy instead of having to head to court every few weeks,
Yeah, I bet Kanye agrees with you.
Yeah.